Okay. Right. In the last class, we have seen about in the last class we have seen about the job description as well as job specification, and we have also looked in about the uh, various definitions of the job analysis, job description, and specification. Okay. So can I go further, or any doubts in this particular class, last class, whatever I have taken? Can I go further, students? Yes, students, can I go further? Is there any doubt in the last class which have been taken? The video was being sent in the group. Request you all to reply back. Vaishnavi Mohite.
No doubt, ma'am.
Okay. Students, whenever a question is being asked, please reply as soon as possible. Okay, I just want this classes to be interactive rather than one way. Fine. So in between the PPTs also, if you have any doubts, you can ask me. Fine. So probably we have seen about the job analysis. We have also looked in the job description as well as how to write the job description, right? And we have also seen the advantages of job description. Okay. So apart from that, we have also seen the limitations of job description. The template of job description also is being looked in. Job specification, we had come down here to job specification. So it is nothing but the statement which tells us minimum acceptable human qualities, okay, which help to perform a job. So job specification actually specifies what type of person is required on that particular job. Okay. So here it describes the knowledge of that particular person, okay, skill of the person, education, experience, and abilities of a person, which are believed to be essential to perform that particular job. So here, minimum qualification, minimum knowledge, minimum skills, minimum education, minimum experience, and minimum ability required for doing that particular job perfectly. Okay, that is being mentioned in job specification. The contents of job specification. First is physical requirement. Certain jobs require physical strength and all those things, right? So physical requirement. Then you have mental requirement, that is education, language, abilities, special ratings for various skills, right? Then test ratings, the various selection tests will be there. Apart from that, like aptitude and all those things, then experience, all these do come into mental requirement. Then you have emotional and social requirement. This is also being looked into consideration. Certain jobs require emotionals. You need to be very having that emotional intelligence for certain jobs. Basically, for HR jobs, you have to have emotional intelligence. So, and also the social requirements. You have to interact with people into certain jobs. Basically, when it comes to sales, okay, when it comes to sales as well as HR, you are supposed to interact with people. So socially, you need to be very strong, and the behavioral requirements. Okay, so these are the various contents of job specification which are being put forth. Then advantages of job specification. First advantage of job specification, it is helpful in preliminary screening in a selection process. So here, preliminary screening, whatever is done, usually whenever we speak about the jobs, whenever you apply for a job, you have something called as cutoff. Now, how that cutoff is being decided? Based on the job specification. Based on the job specification, they understand what is the minimum qualification, minimum skill required for a particular candidate to perform better in that particular job. So here for preliminary screening, this job specification helps a lot. Second advantage of job specification, it helps in giving due justification to each job. Okay. So here, when you already understand, okay, when you already understand what is the minimum qualification required for that particular job, please let me in. Purnima. So here, my dear students, when we speak about the job specification, First, it is helpful for preliminary screening in the selection process. One. Second, it gives due justification to you know uh, each job. Okay, so each job minimum qualification required, minimum education required, so minimum level which is required to perform that particular job perfectly. Okay, so here you are justifying each and every job, you give due justification to each and every job. Okay, because you're already defining that what type of person is required for that particular job. Okay, it also helps in designing training and development programs. Okay, so when you already know what type of experience or what type of skill knowledge is required, then you just identify a particular person to work on that particular job according to those skills, knowledge, and all those things. Okay, later on, somewhere there may be changes in the job processes and all those things, so that time again the specification changes. Okay, so job specification and job description, my dear students, it is nothing but it doesn't remain constant, it keeps on changing. Yeah, ma'am, let me in. Right. Okay. Then also it helps in training and development programs. It helps in supervisors for counseling and monitoring performance of the employees. Okay, so here it also helps in performance management. Okay, managing the performance of the employees in the organization. It also helps in job evaluation, that is evaluating the worth of that particular job. So based on the experience, knowledge, skills required, you can identify the importance of the job in that particular organization. It also helps in management to take decisions. Regarding promotion, regarding transfer, and giving extra benefits to the employees. Okay, so all these are various advantages of job specification. Now, moving on to next summary of types of data collected through job analysis. What are the different types of data collected through job analysis? First data which is collected is work activities. Okay, so work activities and processes, like activity record, maybe in film form or for example, there may be a number of procedures being used, personality requirements. Okay, all these are different data which is being collected when we are just collecting the data for job analysis. What all activities or what all processes are done in that particular work is being taken into consideration. Okay, so that is one of the data which is collected. Second data which is collected is worker oriented activities, right? Okay, so here work activities, it is nothing but the processes, the activities which are required to be done in that particular job. Okay, the personal responsibilities of that particular job, all these do come under work activity. Worker oriented activities are nothing but the behavioral part of the human which is required there. It may be physical actions which are required, it may be communication on the job which is required, it may be elemental motions for methods analysis, it may be personal job demands, such as energy expenditure and all those things, right? So something related to the behavior of the employees in that particular job, physical actions or communication in that particular job, elementary motion for methods. Okay, so there may be certain elementary motions for following the method analysis and all those things. Certain personal job demands will be there. Okay, energy expenditure, all these are various worker related activities which are being recorded. Okay, when it comes to job analysis. Then you have machines, tools, equipments, and work aids. Okay, used. So here, my dear students, what all machines are being used, what all technology is being used, tools which are being used, equipments, as well as work aids which are being used, all these do come under the data collected through job analysis. Fine. Then comes job related tangible and intangibles. Okay, so here knowledge dealt with or applied. Okay, whatever knowledge is being dealt with, right? What knowledge is required? For example, for a financial jobs, accounting knowledge is required. Okay, apart from that, materials process, what are the various materials processed? Basically into chemical departments. Okay, so there are various materials which are being processed, the products made or services performed, all these are various job data collected for job analysis, right? Apart from that, work performance, right? So what all errors may happen in that particular work, the analysis of those errors. Then work standards, okay, standards, benchmark of that particular work, the standards which are being set of that particular work. Then measurement of the work, how can you measure the work, okay, how can you measure the performance of the employees on that particular work, as well as time taken for each task. Okay, that is the data which is being collected for job analysis. Apart from the job context, okay, that is work schedules, okay, various schedules of the work, then financial and non-financial incentives for that particular work, physical working conditions required for that particular work, as well as organizational and social context of that particular work is being considered. Apart from that, personal requirements for the job. Okay, so here the attributes, personal attributes such as personality required, interest required, education and training required for that particular job, or work experience required for that particular job, everything is being considered. So all these are various types of data which is being collected for job analysis or through job analysis. Okay, so how do you conduct the job analysis? First is we have to understand who are the people who will be participating in job analysis. Okay, so at a minimum it is the employees, okay, who will be participating in job analysis procedures, as well as employees immediate supervisor and other key stakeholders in the organization. It may be the customers, it may be the shareholders, it may be the suppliers. Okay, all these are various people who will be involved in conducting job analysis process in the organization. Now moving on to process of job analysis, my dear students. Okay, so here basically when you speak about the job analysis, so procurement of personnels for organization is the first objective. Okay, so it is the first objective uh, in the organization is first operative functions of HRM. So therefore, before recruitment takes place or before human resource planning takes place, it is necessary to determine the duties, responsibilities, and the tasks of that particular organization. Okay, so according to that, Namrata? Namrata? Yeah, Prachi? Ankita? Ankita, please unmute yourself. Ankita, please unmute yourself. Ankita Jangoda.
Yes, ma'am.
When the connection got lost, dear? At which slide? Prathamesh?
Yes, ma'am.
When the connection got lost? At
So,
which
ma'am.
slide? Sorry? At which slide the connection got lost?
Ma'am, I didn't look at the slide, ma'am.
Okay, what I was explaining.
About
Yes,
the
students, I request you all, if by chance the connection get lost, I request you all to please WhatsApp me. Okay, so that I can immediately reconnect. Okay, so I may not, because I have put this slide on slideshow, I'll not be able to understand whether the connection is there or it has lost. Okay, so I request you all to please inform me on the group. Okay, if the connection get lost. Fine. Anyone can tell me where the connection got lost, at which slide?
Ma'am, process of job analysis.
Process of job analysis. Oh my God. Fine. So entire process of job analysis was completed, like getting final approval.
No, ma'am.
Okay. Fine. So let me explain it again. Data collection was it done? Questionnaire method, writing narratives, personal observation, personal interview, was it done? Okay, let me explain it again. So here process of job analysis, my dear students. Once again, I request you all, if by chance the connection get lost, please request you all to post on the group so that I can immediately look into that particular matter. As I have kept this slide on slideshow, I'll not be able to understand whether the connection is there or it got lost. Okay, fine. So here, data collection methods, questionnaire, writing narratives, and personal observations, as well as personal interview. Fine. So here, my dear students, when we speak about the questionnaire method, this is one of the method, but it may not be very much convenient to get the information through the questionnaire method. Okay. So here, questionnaire method may be taken for certain jobs, but it may not be possible to take the same method for all the jobs. Okay. So when it comes to the process of job analysis, fine. So questionnaire method is nothing but collection of information through questionnaires, which is often found to be incomplete and unrecognized. Because of this technique presumes that job holder has necessary ability to furnish the desired information properly. So here they understand that job holder is a person who can give the desired information related to the job properly, and that is the reason why they go in for questionnaire method. So they put forth the questions and then give it to the person who is already working in that particular job, understand the responses, and then go in for framing the job description and job specification. Okay, but whereas basically in most of the cases, if you could see, employee holding the post may not have the ability of giving full information, and he may miss on certain information. So basically this particular job questionnaire method, okay, may not be very much convenient enough to get the full information about the job. Okay, but it can be gainful utilized at a time of interviewing the employees. Okay, so this particular questionnaire, when it is combined with interview method, you can have a better collection of data related to the job. Then you have writing narratives. Okay, writing narratives, basically it is nothing but uh, in detail writing information, okay, which is being collected through job holders as well as supervisors. So job holders can also be requested to record daily. So what they do is they ask the job holders as well as the supervisors to maintain a diary and keep writing in the diary the daily activities what they do, as well as time taken to do each and every task or each and every activity. Okay, that is being taken into consideration. Fine. Apart from that, you have probably this technique of writing narratives also may not be very much useful, because the job holder or the supervisor may not have too much of time to write all these things. Okay, as well as they may not be in a position. Okay, fine. Screen. Yeah, thank you, Gajanan. Okay, so here is the screen visible now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, right. So here when we speak about the data collection questionnaire, I've already told. Then you have writing narratives, which may not be very much useful, because the job holder as well as supervisor may not have too much of time to write each and every task as well as time taken to each and every task. So unless and until there is a follow-up interview which is being done, okay, follow-up is being done by the job analyst and their interviews are being conducted. Okay, this particular technique may serve the desired purpose, but if follow-up is not there, this may not serve the purpose of a desire of collecting the data for that particular job. Then you have personal observation, that is also one of the technique of data collection. So in this particular technique, it is better than written narratives as well as questionnaire. In this technique, working conditions, equipments, and material used, skills required for the job, task being done in the job, everything is being personally observed by the job analyst. Okay, and he gets the clear picture of that particular job, and then he might put forth the whatever observations he has made in a piece of paper, note down everything, and then he can go in for creating the job description and job specification. Okay, so here this particular technique may be helpful in case of routine jobs as well as repetitive jobs. So if there are routine jobs and repetitive jobs, then only it may be helpful, or else it may not be helpful. Okay, so for this purpose, the analyst, job analyst should be very expertise in that particular field. Okay, so that he observes keenly everything and notes down the things. So it is always desirable if personal observation is followed by follow-up interview. Okay. So with personal observation, if you have follow-up interview which is being done, then it would be really very grateful in collecting the information, right information. Finally, you have conducting personal interview. Okay. So this particular technique basically involves too much of expenditure as well as too much of time consumption. Okay. So if any one of the combination of the two or more are opposite, then for example, if you take questionnaire, you have to end up with the personal interview. You have to combine it with personal interview. If you take writing narratives, you have to combine it with personal interview. If you go for personal observation also, you can combine it with personal interview. Then only your information will be sufficient enough to have a best job description in your hand. Okay, so combination of personal interview, personal observation and interview is basically supposed to be a better proposition. Okay, whatever personal observation by the analyst as well as the personal interview is seen as the best method of collecting the data. Okay, so this is all about data collection. Then you have filling job description. So when you're filling the job description after the collection of information through data collection, okay, the job analyst makes his or her file up to date. Okay, so it is being made up to date and all the things are being recorded. Okay, and then the job analyst will try to fill the job description pro formas. Every company will be having their own formats. Okay, job description pro formas will be there. So the job analyst will be filling those pro formas which are separate for each and every job. Okay, so here title will be included in the pro forma. Apart from that, there are certain Precautions to be taken when you're filling the or writing the job description. Every sentence should start from a functional verb. Okay, there should not be anything called as past and future tense. Everything should be written in present tense. They should be brief, and these should be very much brief and accurate. Okay, and they should be simple and lucid. It should be written in a very simple style and a lucid style. These should have examples of work performed in that particular work already, and it should be very specific. Okay, and it should clearly tell the extent of direction received by that particular position and the extent of supervision given by that particular position. And you have to avoid statements of opinions. There should not be any opinions in job description. As well as you have to describe in detail the main duties and responsibilities of the job. Okay, so it should be very clear, concise. Okay, you cannot have 2 to 3 pages of job description. It should be very concise, and it should be readily understood. Okay, so any person who is reading it should understand it, right? So that is what is required when you are filling the job description. Okay, so here contents of job description, it changes from each and every organization. So a standard format is, first it includes identifying the job, then summary of the job, a brief of the entire job, duties performed in the job, okay, as well as extent of supervision given and received in the job, then machines, tools, and equipments used in that particular job, working conditions, then relation to other jobs, organizational relationship, hazards involved in the job, pay of that particular job, training and promotion of that particular job, then qualification required and other comments. Okay, this is the standard content of job description. Then you have preparing job specification. So specification is also an immediate product of job analysis. So it is prepared on the basis of information collected in the process of job analysis. Okay. So here you have to have a correct report of job description, job specification. It is very easy to prepare job description because you are going to just observe whatever is being done. You are going to put it on the paper, and you have, as an expertise, you have certain personal opinions, and then you are going to frame a job description. But when it comes to specification, you have to perfectly analyze the minimum qualification, knowledge, skill required to do that particular job, which is very hard to understand. Okay. So job specification is nothing but selection of minimum acceptable human qualities necessary to perform a job properly. Okay. So it is important to identify the perfect job here, as well as required qualities and qualifications of the job. Then you have finally the writing the report. After you prepare the job description, job specification, you note down everything, and then you have the final report which is being prepared. Okay, so here the notes of all these job description specification is put together, and you prepare a draft copy of job analysis. Okay, you combine job description, job specification, you prepare a brief report of job analysis. Okay, and then that particular report is being put forth in front of the supervisor, HR, head of the department, as well as the employee. Okay, and they will be giving their own suggestions, and their suggestions are being taken into consideration. If they are really perfect according to the job, then their suggestions are being implemented in that particular draft copy, included in the draft copy. In case if the union is there in the organization, and if the management wants the union's opinion also to be taken, they put it forth to the unions also, okay, to get their opinions. Once everyone gives their opinion, the final draft copy of that particular report, job analysis report, is being prepared. And finally, once the report is prepared, you go in for getting the final approval. Okay, so final approval, basically it is being done by the line managers as well as staff experts in that particular department, and then finally the management will be approving it. So this is the process of job analysis. Now moving on to the job analysis in jobless world, my dear students. So here basically there is nothing called as job analysis right now, okay, because job analysis is being seen as the minimum expectation of from the candidate. Okay, minimum duties, minimum knowledge, and minimum skill, as well as minimum task, minimum authority exercised by that particular employee on that particular job. Okay, so here Today there is no permanent description of the job. Okay, as it keeps on changing due to fast changes in the environment. Each and every day there is changes in the environment. Okay, it may be internal environment of the organization, it may be external environment of the organization. Due to these changes, the jobs also keep on changing. Automatically, what happens, every now and then you cannot keep on describing the job or specifying the job. So what they do is they just go in for minimum content of the job. Then you have something called as dejobbing, which is referred to as broadening the responsibilities of the company's job and encouraging employees not to limit themselves to what the job description. So what they do is they ask the employees not to limit themselves to the job description and work beyond what is expected in the job description. Okay, so there are n number of factors which have put forth this dejobbing. One is flatter organization. Okay, flatter organization is we do not have too much of hierarchies. A direct reporting format will be there. Okay, every employee will be having their own duties, responsibilities, and they will be responsible for it. Okay, and they'll be directly reporting to the CEO. Fine. Self-managing work teams, basically you have the team structure which is being built up, whereas the team will be considering team will be taking into consideration the work activities, and they will be taking the responsibility and accountability of this work. Okay, they do not limit themselves to anything. And re-engineering, business process re-engineering. Okay, others, all these are various factors which do put forth the broadening of the responsibilities of the company's jobs. Okay, so they say that the jobs are not limited only to the job description, but yes, minimum this is what you have to do, but still you have to uh, give more output to the organization. Okay, job description format, here I'll just share this format in the group. Every company has its own format, different formats. So I've just taken a certain few formats here. Description of HR manager. So human resource manager, purpose of the job is being mentioned, as well as the job duties are being mentioned. Okay, and then the quality is required, skills required. And then you have the job description of SNP, where sales and marketing title reports to sales and marketing director based at Newton. Purpose of the job, key responsibilities and accountabilities of the job, scale and territory indicators. So please see the difference between the previous one and the other one here. Okay, so this is more in detail. The sales and marketing executives job description is more in detail, whereas HR manager's duty is not too much in very specific and all those things, right? So here certain companies may give importance to job analysis, certain companies may not give importance too much to job analysis. Then you have something called as role analysis, my dear students. Okay, so an example being given here: supervisor should protect and promote the interest of the workers. Probably this particular activity which is being done by the supervisor may not be mentioned in job description. Job description may not say that you have to protect and promote the interest of the workers. That may not be possible. But obviously, the role what the employee plays there as a supervisor demands this particular thing to be done. Okay, so that is nothing but the role, okay, which is being played by the employee, which is not mentioned in the job description or specification. Okay, so role basically consists of total expected patterns of behavior and interactions and sentiments which are required for an individual job holder. Okay. Then human resource planning will be looking into the next class, my dear students. Okay. So for today, this much. Okay. Then the next class will be looking in detail about human resource planning. Fine. Any doubts here till now? Rachel? Rachel, any doubts? Asha? Naina, any doubts?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay. Please, my dear students, if there is any disturbance in between, the connection is not proper, or I maybe certain times I may forget to unmute myself. Okay, if there is any such things, please message me personally on my WhatsApp group so that immediately I can rectify it and continue with the classes. Okay, don't sit quiet. Okay, if you sit quiet, I feel that the class is going on and then I just go and continuing. Okay, please request you all to message me personally on the WhatsApp number, right? Thank you very much, students.
Okay, ma'am.